What's up, everybody? It is your boy C. Crump, aka Corey Crumpler, and I'm here with the world's finest, James Martin. And we have a little bit to say to you today, so welcome to Corey's Cave Chatter. What's up, everybody?
Hey.
Oh, we got a different camera. We might have to switch one more time.
That's
There we
different.
go. Yeah,
All right.
we had to readjust for a second.
Hey, Corey. Good to see you again.
Good to see you as well, man.
Good to
How's
be
it
back
going?
back in the cave. Yeah.
Had to crack a beer real quick, you know.
Yeah. It's a good thing. I like how on the monitor we're totally socially distancing properly.
Yeah, there's a little bit of gap between us, not too much.
Yeah. And it's been an interesting quarantine.
To say the least, it's been an interesting time for sure, man. It's been a lot going on and not a lot going on at the same time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. There's been a lot of reading the news, and I'm not. Even though that I am, I'm not going to say it's all lies, but there's a lot of lies out there.
Oh, so we're getting into it real quick with that. Okay.
I'm not going to say it's all lies.
Hold on, we're getting a call from somebody. Sorry to interrupt you. We got to answer this call. Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Cool. We're doing a podcast right now, and you're on it. What's up?
Not too much. Quarantine wine buzzed.
Quarantine wine buzzed. Okay, cool. What's up?
What cast am I on?
This is Michelle, everybody.
Hey.
Damn, she's really drinking the wine. What up, y'all? What up?
Yeah.
So what's going on with you?
Really not shit. Brent Gaming.
Hi, I'm James.
Hi, James.
You looked grossed out for a second there.
I'm Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
No, it's probably just swigging my wine.
That's all right. I know, because Corey's a lot more handsome than I am.
Oh, please.
I'm playing with you. Anyway, it's nice to meet you.
We can all...
Honestly, you might have to call us back because we just started a podcast. So I'll call you back in about 15 minutes. Is that okay?
Call me back.
All right.
Sure.
Cheers, lady.
Cheers.
She's cute.
She's cute. She just heard you say that on the podcast.
Oh, she's cute.
She's my friend.
Yep.
She's married.
Oh, well,
She's still cute. I love her. She's a great friend.
people marry cute girls.
So anyway, what were we saying? That was a random call.
Yep. Yeah, she's
A
just
little
reaching out.
random.
She's lonely, Quarantine. Have you gotten any like long lost friends calling you up or anything like that?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I've definitely got some quarantine queens
Yeah.
trying to dial in. Yeah, of course, man. Of course.
I mean, you are the Corey, so.
Yeah, it happens that way, I guess.
Is this going to be any good?
Of course, this podcast is going to be fucking terrific. So anyway, I want to talk about a couple things.
Yeah.
You're getting a little buzzed, I could tell. And that's fine.
It does happen.
Because
The beer.
that's what happens when you hang out on Corey's Cave Chatter.
Just aim it at the camera, James. Don't stop thinking about it.
That's just what happens, man.
Right.
You hang out around me, you get fucked up.
Well, yeah, you're not that strong an influence, but
It just happens.
Yeah.
It just flows.
Yeah.
So anyway, what do you think about Dr. Fauci?
Well, I mean, I've heard some things, like Trump is just amazing at picking the wrong people.
Okay.
And so I heard something today, and I heard it on the Crowdsource the Truth channel. Jason Goodman's is another channel. Jason Goodman operates the website. The YouTube channel, Crowdsource the Truth. And Jason he's kind of amazing. He lives in Columbus Circle, right there in Manhattan.
All right.
And he has been walking around ever since the quarantine began. He's been walking around New York City and just documenting, his experience on the streets. He has this, I think that it doesn't prove, a lot of the things he thinks prove things that they don't necessarily. But without going too much into it, everybody should watch Crowdsource the Truth podcast. They're kind of amazing. YouTube channel.
Yeah, but instead of shouting other people out and their thoughts, what are your thoughts?
So the Dr. Fauci is apparently listed on a patent for a piece of a virus that can be attached to another virus to make it more virulent, more...
Is this real, what you're saying?
Yeah, according to the Crowdsource the Truth that I saw. And, Jason Goodman is very careful about a lot of things. But I'm not going to say that I can prove it. But I haven't seen the document. But apparently, the evidence is that there was a study released from doctors in India. And they published a paper about a month ago. And they said that their analysis of the COVID-19 proved that it was a man-made virus in a laboratory because it had this patented mechanism, viral mechanism, attached to a coronavirus that was then let loose in the world.
I think the same thing.
Sure, I don't know. I can't
a little to a less extent. I don't know if that has to do with Fauci.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Fauci's a shill? Do you think he's a puppet? Do you think he knows what he's talking about?
I don't like the things that he says.
That's my question to you.
So I don't like the things that he says. Early on he was like, it's really not a big deal. And then now he's saying, well, we need, the only possible solution is medical tyranny. He seems to... he seems to be working an agenda, and not the agenda of taking relevant information and deciding, moving towards a solution, an end of the pandemic. He doesn't seem to value the economy. He doesn't seem to be. He every decision he makes, he seems to be making it more difficult to.
All right. So, do you think he's pro-Trump or do you think he's pro-Trump or anti-Trump?
No, I think he's deep state.
I do too, because if I weren't lazy, I would show you the clip of Trump making a joke about the deep state and Fauci putting his fucking hand over his face and laughing. I'm sure you've all seen the clip already.
Yeah, and sure, I'm certain your audience has. I
think it was mainstream. A lot of people saw that clip.
Oh yeah, and everybody had a different interpretation of it. Do
you remember what Trump said? Verbatim. He said something like, it's the state. Oh, and it's the deep state. And then the camera zooms in on Fauci, and he's like...
I don't remember exactly, but I will say that, I have been...
So your point's proven, yeah. Maybe not proven. It's a conspiracy. Yeah. He's in the deep... Yeah, he's probably paid by elites, whatever. That's probably true. But, I don't know. I think he's doing a lot better than... Go ahead.
The whole vaccine thing is so disturbing.
I don't think is he about that? I don't think he's really pushing that. I haven't heard much of him.
They keep talking about Eventually we're going to have a vaccine that everybody has to take.
Okay, yeah, they're slowly trying to push that, but who is the number one person trying to push that?
Bill Gates, of course.
Who?
William
Gateson.
Gates.
Why? Why?
Well, I mean, I can only speculate that.
Exactly.
But
still.
But there's a lot of bad things that
speculation.
In the wake of Bill Gates, it really seems like there's a whole lot of broken handicap and vaccine damaged children. Hundreds of thousands of them.
He's had
in Africa and in India. They kicked him out of India because according to the Kennedy, what's his name, the anti-vaccine Kennedy. I think he was a House of Representatives guy for a while.
I don't know. Let me see if I can pull something up without fucking up the podcast.
But
studio mode.
According to the things that he publishes, this Kennedy guy, and he's one of the grandsons of John F. Kennedy or sons. Robert Kennedy? Is it Robert Kennedy?
I don't know much about the Kennedys. But this
guy has been anti-vaccine for 20 years.
And who are you speaking of?
This Robert Kennedy.
The Kennedy, one of the Kennedys.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he, I think he was JFK's nephew, and
he's still alive.
Yeah, he's still alive.
But is that not kind of weird? Because they is, fucking boom. The Kennedys
and his
the elite doesn't like the Kennedys.
Was recently his niece. I think Robert Kennedy's niece was recently, like the Robert Kennedy I'm talking about now, who's about 60. His niece, who was 40 something, was recently killed in a canoeing accident.
Was she?
She and her 8-year-old son. According to the story, they kicked a soccer ball into the ocean up there in Massachusetts, and they went in a canoe to go get the soccer ball, but then got swept out to sea and died. And
that was one of the Kennedy family?
Yeah. It was. I think it was Robert Kennedy, the anti-vaccine guy. I think it was his niece.
It probably fucking was.
Or I might have the relation and the generations mixed up. But
I don't know. Whatever you're saying right now, is believable.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty scary. I mean it really.
It is scary. They fucking made shows about it, man, with James Franco. Yeah. That show was great. 11/23/63, whatever that show was called. Excuse me.
Whoa. And so Robert Kennedy's been anti-vaccine for a long time, and he has a newsletter that he publishes, and in the newsletter he says that they kicked Bill Gates and Bill Gates Society or the Bill Gates Foundation out of India after 500,000 children experienced polio paralysis.
Yeah, dude.
After
that's what I was
his vaccine experiment,
dude. That's what I was about to pull up.
And like if you can trying to paralyze 500,000 children,
and then figure out how to pull this up,
and then keep telling people that you're doing good,
and people believe the shit out of you.
Then you
hold on, everyone. We're reaching for the browser real quick. We're still here with you today. Give us 1 second.
Yeah. We haven't abandoned you. Stay.
It is what was that picture? How to
lie. Wow.
All right, we're not playing PlayStation. I don't know why that just started.
I know how to lie.
It was how to lie.
The best way to lie is to tell the truth.
With statistics. Probably spelled that wrong as shit. How to lie with statistics. Alright, this is... Let's see if we can pull up images, and then we'll just type in Bill Gates after. Because this guy has a fucking I could tell if something's, photoshopped or edited. This motherfucker has a picture just chilling. He's just chilling at his desk. Here it is. He's just chilling at his desk. And this motherfucker just has a picture of a stack of books. And the top book is called How to Lie with Statistics.
Yeah.
It's there. I mean, you can't see it, maybe. Let's see if I can add
Well, that is
window capture real quick.
Of course, now
just so you can.
Could easily be a Photoshop, but
No. Or I can.
I mean,
I
is
could
it on
show
his website? You know,
Is it on his what? Why would it be on his website, man?
well, I just mean this
Trying to
would be
hide
an
that
easy
shit.
thing to Photoshop, an easy fake.
Yeah, but I could play you the hour and a half YouTube video of him literally wanting to depopulate the earth.
Oh yeah, I mean I've seen all those things, and he seems like a bad actor. He seems like and especially because he's got so many hundreds of millions of dollars to spend, but he chooses this chemical route, this laboratory route, to end disease, as if health comes out of the end of a needle. Well, why not use that hundreds of millions of dollars to like build plumbing and toilets for these people? And to so they can have fresh and clean food, fresh and clean water. Why not? Because hundreds of millions of dollars in Africa goes a long
Not
way.
to sound too American, but why don't we just fucking airdrop fucking Big Macs or airdrop, helicopter airdrop fucking pallets of food, baked beans, something.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just weird.
All these ways of creating
It doesn't make
dependency, all these ways of creating dependency, have very bad outcomes. Creating dependency, creates it destroys cultures, and so I don't necessarily think that, and this is where it gets tricky, because a genuine charity, the object of that charitable activity is to return this person to a state where they can provide for themselves. But when government uses force to take money from you and give it to someone else, the goal, the more people are dependent on those government programs, the more power the government has to take from you and give to them. And so the object of the government program is to have more and more people dependent. Whereas in a real charity, using funds that were donated from private, from church members or people who are genuinely interested in helping the poor.
All right, let me swerve in on you real quick.
Yeah.
Do you think Bill Gates is in cahoots with China?
Yeah, probably. I think that Bill Gates is interested in building systems of control. It seems to me.
Yes.
He building systems that create dependency and lower the population, and eventually he's probably, and I only met the guy once, but I actually have never met Bill Gates. But his actions seem to be consistent with someone trying to set up a totalitarian, zero liberty,
But
total control, top down.
all right, another question.
Communist. Yeah.
Do you know about the I'll call it the railroad race in Africa? Do you know about that?
I mean, it's like One Belt, One Road.
It's basically China is they're dumping billions of dollars into Africa.
Ethiopia.
And they're trying to build this railroad. They're trying to buff this country up, or multiple countries, this continent rather. They're trying to buff it up so I don't know. I'm not anti-China,
Well, they're
but
colonizing.
I'm definitely not pro-China. Exactly. Yeah.
It's not China. It's the CCP. It's the Communist Party. That is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just rang that bell. But it's still like, I don't know. There's a lot of, trust me on this. There's a assload of tension between the U.S. and China right now. And if you don't believe it, you haven't been online and you haven't been talking to people enough.
Yeah, of course.
Because I have, and I see people harassing people from China. I see Chinese people harassing me. I can
Online.
provide. Yes, I could provide you all the proof. It's disgusting.
Well, I think that we're in a, I don't want to say Cold War. It's not Cold War. We're in a.
It's warish.
Well,
you know what I
it's
mean?
Asymmetrical. I mean, gosh, to take a term that was just so horrible. Yeah, it's asymmetric, and there's so many different kinds of war. I think that in America, our tendency is to think of war as people in uniforms and marching in tanks and
Yeah.
a formal war,
Yeah.
a war that is declared, but there's so many different ways there's so many different ways to make war on a culture. I mean, you can flood.
But here's my thing. If you can't beat all right, let's say you're a brilliant war general.
Mm-hmm.
You can't defeat the U.S. from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
What do?
Sure.
You send a fucking virus inside. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not condoning that's what happened. I'm not saying that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
But if they wanted to do that, that would be not the best option?
Yeah,
to do
Fauci
it?
wanted to do that. If the
You can't beat us.
Well,
We have the best
honestly,
defense system
I don't know
in the
if
world.
I don't know if I said this before, but this coronavirus has done. Another podcast I really enjoy so much is the Beauty and the Beta on Matt Christensen's YouTube channel, and they are hilarious. And someone called in and said that the coronavirus has achieved what the communist governments never could, but they've been trying to do for 60 years, which is to shut down the U.S. economy. And they achieved it. The virus achieved it because in America we've been conflating virtue with fear, and we've been confusing inaction with heroism. So
I'm not saying we're virtuous or perfect at all as an economy, as a country. I'm not saying by far. We have a lot of flaws. Honestly, we're a fucking brand new country. If you look at the span of time, the United States is a fucking brand new country. What are we, 300 years old? Almost? A little bit over?
Sure. I mean, I think the history really began with, Jamestown and all that. But yeah,
yeah, the idea began then. But the country, as far as, getting everything in order, quote unquote, we're a fairly new country.
Yeah.
And we do have the highest defense in the world.
And we have a very high standard of living. We're not the richest country by far, but
No, but
we are one of the richest with a population as large.
I feel like I know. I don't feel like, I know. We're the big brother of the world as far as, protecting other countries. And, I love this right now because a motherfuckload of other countries are sending shit. They're sending masks, sending PPE, they're sending suits because they know at the end of the day we always had their back. And now they're fucking, even Vietnam, they just sent 450,000 fucking suits for our workers in, the medical field. That's amazing.
Yeah, but are they all poisoned?
That's mean. That's mean to say. Why would you say that?
Sorry, Vietnam.
You freaking weirdo. Yeah.
That is a thing. Faulty equipment.
It is, but... Anything else you want to talk about real quick before we go smoke a cigarette outside? Light that fire bag up? You want to promote anything? You trying to sell anything?
Springs to mind. I've been laying so low, honestly. But
wait, solo or so low?
Both.
I've been both.
But it's been kind of fun over at my place. My friend is staying there with me. She's a lot of fun, but
my traps are kind of looking bigger. That's cool.
Yeah. Anyway, I hope this wasn't too painful to watch.
No, it wasn't. People are going to watch it. People love the podcast. They always love when you come on.
Drop a like.
Drop a like.
Drop a like.
Yeah, we're going to go outside, probably start the fire back up, you know.
Drink a
Just
beer.
chill. It's 11:30 on the dot right now.
Cheers, folks.
Cheers. And we'll see y'all next time on Corey's Cave Chatter.